Welcome back to another episode of the Steebee Weebee Show. We have a very special guest tonight. Please welcome, for the first time, skateboarder Jennifer Charlene. Did I say your name right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Charlene?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for coming. Yeah.
Sure.
So I reached out to you on Instagram. A lot of your colleagues have been on here, fellow female skateboarders. What are your thoughts on skateboarding in the Olympics?
Well, that's kind of took me for a loop a little bit because I'm not like such a competitive person.
You do it for fun.
I do it for fun. Yeah, it's a
That's
lifestyle
that's the
for
way
me.
to go. That's the way to go.
But I give big props to the kids and people that are going for it because that takes a lot of work and a lot of confidence. But I don't think I could
Right. I mean,
see myself.
There's probably a lot of pressure involved.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, imagine that. It's like something you do for fun, and there's judges.
Yeah.
There are cameras and lights and everything. Yeah,
Totally.
it kind of, for me, it kind of changes.
It did. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like I don't know if this is a good analogy, but like if you paint for fun or something.
Right.
You're like you do it in your own apartment, and then now you have to do it in front of like thousands of people, and then they're judging you like the way you're doing your lines, or I don't know, that color's a little off.
Totally. Like I grew up doing ballet and modern dance.
Oh, really?
And I was doing more like performing side of it, but like the competition side of dance, it's kind of like that. I like don't really understand it as much, and it just seems really scary.
Yeah, I did a little hip hop dancing in high school.
Dope.
And I had to hide it from my wrestling coach because, wrestling's such a macho kind of sport, Yeah. And I just remember like the assistant coach kind of shaming me, but kind of making fun of me when I did the dance practice. Because this is back when it was like, Belle Biv DeVoe and like a lot of the art, the early hip hop in the 90s, and they were kind of the coaches were kind of making fun of me.
Jeez. But
then same thing with skateboarding. It's kind of like I even get self-conscious, like maybe going to a local park now or something. I just skate to 7-Eleven, or I kind of keep to myself.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like the older I get, the more self-conscious I get, kind of. I don't know why. Like when I was younger and starting out skating, I feel like I was so obsessed and addicted to it that it was just like tunnel vision. Like I just want to skate, and I was probably pretty annoying and not taking turns.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like as I get older and like there's a lot of people at the park and I'm rolling up, I'm like.
Do you get vibed by other skaters at the park, like dude skaters? Or is it like completely it's acceptable? Like everything's accepted now, right?
Yeah, I think I'm so used to it, and I grew up with 3 older brothers, and I have an older sister too. I'm the youngest of 5. Yeah. So I'm kind of used to like I don't know.
Kind of treat those kinds of vibes.
I feel like I just don't really like pay attention either.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you were to lose your board, or like you're trying to kickflip or something, and your board kind of flings away from you. You haven't like there hadn't been like skaters.
I'll get like shy and like intimidated sometimes if there's like super talented skaters.
Right.
Park or
obviously.
Get,
yeah.
like,
you just
want to
sit down and watch them.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, have guys went out of their way to like fetch your board? Here you go, like
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're like just being like really. Yeah. How did you? So what's some of your background? Where are you originally from?
I'm from Bakersfield, California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that central?
2 hours north of Los Angeles.
Yeah. And I always relate everything with wrestling. I know that they had a couple good wrestlers.
I'm like that with ballet too.
Yeah, I don't know why. I still
you
pay
connect
attention.
everything to it.
Well, the thing is, I still watch Division I NCAA wrestling. I still watch it.
Yeah,
I watch
cool.
Division I wrestling still to this day.
It's a part of your life. I follow a bunch of ballet dancers.
You watch
on Instagram.
it today?
Yeah, for sure.
You know the good people.
I'm not like super in the loop, but I'm definitely still like interested. I actually just started doing ballet classes again. Yeah.
Okay. And then you said you were raised with brothers. Did they skateboard?
No, I think they dabbled with it, but I wasn't really paying attention at that time. And then it was just always around. It was a cool thing for sure, but I didn't really try to go for it until I became best friends with this girl Anna that's very down to earth and
Can we give a shout out real quick? What's her name? Can we give a
Anna
shout
Bliss.
So shout out to Anna Bliss.
Yes.
I'm writing her name. I'm taking notes now.
Yeah.
Bakersfield.
She's dope. She's kind of like a tomboy and down to earth and adventurous. And I saw the documentary Dogtown and Z-Boys come on the TV.
Dude, that was a sick documentary.
Yeah, and I was just
What'd you like about it? I like that Stacy Peralta directed that, right?
Right. I thought it was dope that they were just so free and they had that 70s steez, and it watching that old footage made me want to do Bertelmann's and just get low and
because back then it was skaters actually took part in the activity when the waves were low, or a lot of surfers would skateboard sidewalk. That's where the term sidewalk surfing I guess came to play. And but then I noticed the one thing that I noticed about that documentary was there was a street element there too, like the Chicano gang kind of culture, and then even Dogtown, even their graphics had that some of the writing was kind of graffiti, old school style.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was there was the Zephyr team.
The Zephyr team, yeah, and the whole Jay Adams his story was really cool, and just how he was just had a ball skating. You watch him and he just looks like he's just loving life so much.
But then
he was the one that went to jail for a little bit. He passed away now.
Yeah, so rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace, Jay
But
Adams.
then he actually he was involved with the street culture as well. The dudes he would associate outside of skateboarding were just kind of street dudes, right?
Right.
Chicano street dudes.
Yeah.
And that's, because didn't he had a tattoo by his eye,
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he have face tattoos and
For
stuff?
sure, yeah.
Yeah. But, so he was respected, he had the street credibility, but then he didn't blow up let's say, a Christian Hosoi or something, huh? Because he...
No, yeah. I feel Tony Alva, he's still... He's still going strong.
Still.
He got he blew up.
You're right. So Tony Alva, I'm saying there's something maybe.
But
because he got involved with drugs. I think Jay Adams got involved with drugs.
Yeah,
went to
he
jail.
kind of fell out of the loop. Then I think when he got older and got out of jail, he got back into it and did some surfing and a little bit of skating.
Yeah. And then there was a drug element though with his story, right? He got addicted.
I forget. It's been so many years that I saw that documentary.
We highly recommend it. It's called Dogtown and Z-Boys. It should be maybe if you just Google it. I'm sure it's on.
Oh, for sure. I mean, in my mind, I think it's an inspirational
Yeah.
And if you want to start skating and stuff, it's really cool to watch.
Do you think that's important to watch just so people know the history of it back then? The way it was maybe in the Venice, Santa Monica area?
I mean, I would totally say you should watch it if you haven't watched it. I don't know. I probably wouldn't be the same skater I am if I didn't watch it.
Right. Wasn't there a Japanese female skater?
Yeah, Peggy Oki.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, she's dope.
Yes, I would love to.
What was her name again?
Meet her someday. Peggy Oki.
Peggy Oki.
Yeah. Is she Japanese?
I think she's Japanese. Yeah. I remember her.
She had the long flowy hair,
and then she would skate the
pool,
and then she would carve the pools.
So cool.
Yeah.
So dope. I feel like I kind of wanted to be like that, have her steez when I started skating, I would just only do practice Bertelmann's. That's still one of my favorite tricks.
Describe what a Bertelmann is again.
So a Bertelmann is when you get really low and you can do it on a bank and you put your arm down and you slide your board across the concrete.
So it's kind of like a power slide with your hands on the ground. You're doing a laid-back power slide.
Exactly.
With your hand.
And it makes a really cool noise with your wheels.
Yeah, it makes a screeching noise.
I love that.
I used to do those, but I didn't know the name of it. Yeah, but...
And it was named after a surfer.
Something Bertelmann.
Larry Bertelmann? Wait.
Can you look that up real quick. Asking my intern to look it up.
Yeah.
To fact check it.
But he would do it in the waves, and then they brought it to the concrete.
So it was a backside. You would put your backhand. It would be a backside.
You could do front side or backside.
So okay, if you do it front side,
I think front side is.
Bertlemann?
They're both Bertlemann.
They're both Bertlemann?
I think so.
Because I used to do one. Me and back in the day on the bigger boards, I would do the. I think the
front side was a more impressive one where they were like, oh, like Larry Bertlemann would do that in the waves, and then they like do it front side steezy.
But we would do it in the parking lots, right?
Yeah,
like in an open parking lot. But I remember we would just try to do a 360, like kind of do a 360. We'd do half of one and then screech over.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. There's some trial and error in there for sure.
That was so fun back in the day because this is before all the videos and all the crazy parts.
Yeah, and then the spins that they do, like that's a fun trick to try also.
Well, what do you mean, like a 360 ollie or something?
When you're just standing there, you could like roll a little bit, and then you go on your back, on your tail. You can go front side or back. You can go front side or back side. Yeah, I think those dope. And when they have their long flowy hair and just like. Yeah,
so we would do it. The tail would be like at an angle on the street. Then you'd put one of your hands on the nose.
Oh, those. And then those
we would,
are rad too.
Yeah, it would be kind of like
those fun, wacky tricks.
Yeah,
I think
you would just kind of balance yourself to try to. The whole thing was if you could go all the way around.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'd only go halfway.
I don't think I've ever done that one where you hold on like that.
You hold on your nose and then.
That's hard. I should try it though. It'd be fun.
But you know what the ironic thing about it? Because, skateboarding has changed so much. If you were to do those two tricks that we just said at a park, people would look at you kind of funny. They would be like, what are they doing?
I like doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rules. There's no rules. Yeah.
I just do it.
Like, you would just do it. I mean, but I'm just saying because like now it's like so cool to like skate. You know,
it is.
You know what I mean?
It's like one of the coolest things.
Yeah. But back in like 1988 or to 90, whatever, like early 90s, it wasn't that cool.
Right.
In fact, at Poway High, in the 90s, obviously I have to always say Tom DeLong. He skated, but there was only a handful. I could count maybe on two hands, maybe like 7, skaters. And they were outcasts.
Yeah, they
wore black,
like rebels.
Yeah, like the earrings,
up to no good.
Yeah, they had the patches on the jackets, and they didn't have many friends.
Now we have little kids going to the Olympics.
Yeah, now it's kind of like people train, the kids train.
Yeah,
it's kind of like how like your mom and dad would throw you in taekwondo.
Right.
They'd be like, Jimmy, you're going. Yeah. Today's your lesson. You're going to learn switch, tray flips today,
And you're not leaving the park until you land it.
So what made you, so you saw that documentary, when did you get your first board? When did you start really trying to like do it yourself?
So I didn't have my own board for a long time. I was borrowing my friend's brother's board, and then I finally got my own board. It was a hand-me-down from Devin Calloway. He's a pro out of Bakersfield.
Yeah, Devin, he's a black kid, right?
Yeah.
He's for chocolate skateboards.
For chocolate skateboards, yeah.
That kid, he was a phenom back in the day. He was good when he was
super
young.
light on his feet.
Yeah.
He's still killing it.
So he hooked you up?
Yeah, he would give me his hand-me-downs.
That kid was sick. He's still
when
around,
he was done
right?
with his board.
Yeah, chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I totally remember him. Yeah. He was good when he was young,
super nice dude.
How'd you meet him?
At the skate park.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was like a pass. I mean, if that guy, because that guy's highly respected in the whole the community, right? I mean, he skate for chocolate. And
yeah.
So he was supporting what he was like, yeah, here you go.
Totally. Yeah.
Wow. So shout out to Devin Calloway.
Cyril Jackson too. He was a local for a little bit.
So shout out to Cyril. I mean, that dude's sick.
He was on Baker for a little bit.
Yeah, he had the dreads. Yeah.
Super
I'd
sick.
see him at North Hollywood, and I would just whenever the Baker, like him or Antoine, like if any of those guys were there, I would just sit back and watch them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, I just want to watch these guys.
Yeah.
But I heard that Cyril Jackson, right? I heard he does music.
Oh yeah, he raps.
He raps, right?
Yeah.
I heard he's got some cool jams.
He does. He's doing pretty good. I haven't seen any of his content recently. I mean, Instagram has a weird thing with its algorithm. I feel like I don't see a lot of my friends.
Yeah, like, it's weird how that works. So
like I'll think about a friend. I'm like, I haven't seen what they're up to in a long time.
So you had two like heavy hitters supporting, like encouraging you.
For sure.
Yeah, Cyril and Devin Calloway.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, Cyril Jackson gave me the nickname Green Apples because my first real pair of skate shoes were these green leather TNT Vans.
Cool.
And he started calling me out with Green Apples.
Yeah.
And then I came up with this idea to start like a glamour skate magazine, like Thrasher meets Glam. Like it was an idea. It's never actually happened.
Right.
But I told my friend Anna, I was like, we should call it Apples and Oranges, and you could get orange skate shoes, and it'll be really
green
cool.
and orange.
So I have like this little side thing, Apples and Oranges, Orange Skate.
Can we promote it? Can we shout it?
On Instagram.
So let's throw that out there again. Go ahead.
Yeah, Apple Orange Skate on Instagram.
Apple Orange Skate.
Yeah.
So no spaces, just Apple Orange Skate on Instagram.
Yep.
Follow it today. Can they get any kind of product on there or T-shirts or something?
No, it's just photos, like skate photos, like some dudes in suits and girls in like dresses and whoever's just down to like kind of like have fun and dress up. And take some fun photos.
That's one cool thing about it now is like everything's accepted. It seems like you can do anything. Yeah. Even like, I mean, even like. Because I know how skaters think and like act. They, there's like the cool tricks or something versus like, oh, why are you doing that? But now you could do no complies. Right. You could do whatever you want and it's still accepted.
I feel like I've always been really out of the loop. Like I never know what's actually like trending or like cool right now. I try
to keep up, but it's kind of hard to keep up now. It's really hard because like even like on my YouTube like feed, like I'm like, oh, like they haven't like. A girl has a new video out or Baker and then I find out just on a whim because I don't tune in. Like even this podcast I've had skaters on, but I've had way more like comedians and musicians and so like it's not, this podcast is not just skating. It's like if I could get one, that's cool.
Right.
I think I have had a handful.
Yeah, I haven't ever been too much of a like watcher. Like I don't know what's what and like skate videos. I'd like to watch more, but I think it's just partly like maybe my ADD or I just I watch something and I'm like I want to just go do it and like not watch it kind of thing.
That's so cool. I mean, I guess that's the right attitude to have.
I'm like an outside kid. Like,
that's cool. That's cool.
I want to just be outside all day.
So Cyril and Devin kind of encouraged you, and then when did you start taking it more seriously as far as skating more?
I feel like it kind of never left me. Like I would take breaks here and there, like kind of get injured or like life happens and stuff. But like ever since I started, I just always wanted it to be a part of my life. Like, I feel like if I could still skate at 80, I'll still be rolling around.
That's so sick. I actually saw a thing in Hawaii.
I saw that
Jason
too.
Park. Oh, is his name?
Are you talking about the woman with
the
skate park in her backyard? Yeah. That is so sick.
It showed up on my feed. Oh, because you follow Jason Park then, the Hawaiian skater?
I don't know how I saw it.
Because he's the one that interviewed her.
I don't know how I saw it, but it just popped up.
On my feed
YouTube?
Too. Yeah, my feed too.
And I was like, what is this?
So let's just describe what because we're getting really hyped up about it. Right. So I know, it popped up on my YouTube feed. It's this old woman
amazing
in Hawaii
woman
who decided to just build a park in her backyard. Yeah. It was kind of designed cool, right? The tree was implemented. Do you notice the tree in the middle?
Yeah, she designed it all herself, and it's like very unique. It's
not a street course. It's definitely kind of a mini vert, kind of a mini vert, kind of
little transitions,
little transitions,
banks and stuff.
Yeah, banks and transitions.
And the view is like beautiful.
Yeah, it's in Hawaii. That's so weird.
I want to go there.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. Why did it pop in our feed? Like, it's so weird because I didn't look for her.
No, I didn't either.
Did you watch the whole interview?
I did.
So you watched like her and then her husband watching from on that lawn chair.
Very supportive guy. Yeah,
and she's carving.
Yeah.
How old is this lady?
I thought she's like in her 70s, right?
Yeah, she's up there, and she's like carving, and she's like just having fun.
Yeah, she's got really cool
style, like the way her arm is.
Yeah, she's an artist too, I think.
Oh
right?
yeah, I mean, yeah, of course,
so, like, paints or something, maybe.
That's really cool. So you would want that kind of lifestyle when you're like
totally
like that lady.
I want to go talk to that lady and be like,
what island was it?
What did you do to do this?
It was in Hawaii, but I don't even know what island. I was just like,
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I was just so impressed with
So it popped up on your feed. You just clicked on it. That's what happened to me. It was like 4 a.m. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was like,
and
what
I
is
clicked
this?
on it. And then I just saw her. Do you see her do the whole? She does a whole round of her run.
She looks comfortable too.
Oh, she built it, of course.
Right.
Yeah, that's her thing.
I was like, wow, she's been skating for I don't know how long. But that's awesome.
So you want? I mean, that would be ideal for you.
Yes.
You want something like that.
Totally.
Okay, let me ask you this: would you build it exactly how this lady built it?
No.
But you would
like I would grab inspiration from that for sure. And if I was able to be like in Hawaii like that or somewhere where it's like a beautiful
magical place. Yeah, such a magical place. Have you been to Hawaii?
I've been once.
Oh my god. What island?
Probably
Honolulu, Oahu or
Oahu.
Yeah, Oahu. Yeah. I mean, God,
I want to go back.
I imagine living there. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
So, what would you add? What would you implement in your course if you had the funds to build something like that? Would you add like a couple ledges or something like that, or?
Yeah, maybe like a little manual pad and a mini ramp in there somewhere, a little spine, some banks, and, a pyramid.
Yeah, a pyramid. Okay, so you would add like other things in to that thing that lady had.
Yeah, depending on how much room I had. If I didn't have much room, I could just do like some little transitions, maybe a little mini bowl would be cool. I don't know.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need, I'm just wondering, do you need approval from the city to, like, as far as code? Like, can you just build, if you own the property, I
have no idea.
I always wondered
probably depending on where you are. I don't know how Hawaii is with rules like that.
Because I always fantasize because I don't want to live here forever. But have you heard of prefab homes? They're pre-made like mini homes that they could ship.
I know what mini homes are. Yeah, I've seen
micro
that.
houses.
I've seen that.
Yeah, but my whole dream is to because you can get one for like I don't know under $100,000.
It's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you've seen them on YouTube.
I've seen them before.
Yeah, look up micro homes or prefab homes.
Yeah,
they're built and ready homes. Ready to be delivered onto your land. And a lot of these homes have wheels on them. Right. So you could just truck them to the next spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is the toilet. I mean, could you live with a compost toilet without running water? That's the only thing. I'm like, could I shit in one of those things and like just pour the rocks over it?
I haven't really like roughed it like that to know for sure.
Yeah, I haven't either.
But I'm not opposed to it either.
A compost toilet?
I'm not opposed to it completely, but I'm not sure how I would do.
Yeah,
I'm sure
there's rocks. So there's a waterless toilet, and then it's just like tiny rocks or sand or sawdust. Yeah. So you take a shit, and then afterwards you have a scooper on the side, and you put like sawdust or rocks or something to cover up this shit smell. Yeah.
Well, I am kind of like a cat, so maybe
I would be open to it, but I do need water. I do need to shower.
Yeah, for sure.
I would take a hit with the toilet if I didn't, if it's wasting water, but I do need a shower.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's two sides of me. I feel like there's this hippie side of me, but then there's this other side of me where I'm like a baby about everything, and I have to have a comfortable bed. Yeah. But then this other part of me is like, I could live in the mountains and just like frolic around and
have you been
take showers in the waterfalls or something.
I mean, I've thought of that too. Have you been camping as well?
I have. Upstate New York is beautiful.
Yeah, didn't you live in New York? I mean,
I do. I'm back and forth a lot.
Okay, because I could have sworn you're from because I saw you.
I'm from Bakersfield, but I have a place in New York. Okay. But I've been back and forth more. I've been back and forth the whole time, but more recently.
So what made you go to New York?
Just to change it up. I get tired of the same scene, and I was in LA for a while, and LA is like, I like it, but I don't at the same time. I don't know.
What don't you like about it? It's too congested, wouldn't you say?
It is. The driving part is the worst part for me. Like, it's so easy to just take the train anywhere and just skate anywhere in New York. Yeah.
That's my favorite park near Chinatown? Kind of near
LES.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah. That's a cool park.
Yeah,
it's in Chinatown.
Lower East Side.
Do you live around there?
No, not quite, but it's where I live in Brooklyn, and Bed-Stuy, not too crazy to get to. I live right next to the J train.
So what city what borough? I'm sorry, I want to be correct as far as
I live in Bed-Stuy.
Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
Bed-Stuy, New York. And what's the skating scene like how is it different than the LA skating scene?
There's a lot more adults, I feel like.
In New York?
Yeah, like skating, which is cool.
That's cool.
For me.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm old too. I'm getting up there.
In LA, I feel like there's a lot of little kids at most of the parks, which is fine too. I like skating with little kids too, but it's inspiring, motivating to see a lot of adults skating. The
adults, and then they're like just down to just do whatever.
Yeah, and also not even in just skateboarding, but you see a community, more of a community there, and adults having little soccer leagues and like out there playing basketball and just doing things and like barbecuing a lot. Like people are outside.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Isn't it? Because New York's expensive though, isn't it?
It is. But LA is not too far off. I feel like around.
How'd you find a spot out there?
My good friend Mike Sass, he's lived at this spot for a while, and then
shout out to Mike Sass.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike Sass.
He
hooked you up?
He hooked us up, yeah.
Okay.
His roommate moved out, and so it was not a bad price. And then during pandemic, we were able to talk the price down even a little more, which is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then how often are you commuting back and forth?
Right now, it's like every other month. My parents are getting a little older, and I'm trying to spend more time with them in Bakersfield.
I hear you.
And I'm the youngest kid of 5 kids, so I feel like I'm the one that can do it. I don't have kids yet. And
yeah.
I'm
right there.
And I want to be there for them.
Oh yeah. I'm visiting my mom next week. I'm going to Arizona. Yeah. I have to do it.
Right.
Have to do it. Yeah.
Which it's
first.
nice. It's nice.
And then when you're out there, I mean, winters are harsh there in New York, though, isn't it?
They are. I mean, it's been different though the last 4 years or so because of, I don't know, climate change or whatever it is. But the snow hasn't been too crazy, which is good. But it'll be like freezing one day, and
it's cold out there right now for me.
Well, yesterday it was 60 degrees.
What, at night?
During the day and at night, I'm pretty sure. And here it was 60 degrees, which is so weird, right?
It was cold. I was wearing shorts last night. And then I was walking around. I was freezing my ass off.
Last week it was like snowing there, so it's like very like bipolar.
Yeah, you would think that in California it wouldn't be that cold.
It's interesting.
So what? Let's go back to your skateboarding. Like, when did you like? So what did you like about it? Like, or some of the first tricks you learned, or like that you learned at the park or whatever. Like.
When I started, I thought I was just gonna learn how to cruise around. I was like, that just looks fun.
The Dogtown documentary,
just cruise around, get low, and learn how to kick turn. And Bertleman was definitely one of my first tricks. More of the mainstream tricks that more people know of, rock and roll and rock to fakie, were definitely in there.
The coping or on a mini
ramp or like you go up the quarter and you
got that down though, because I've seen your footage. You could do that.
Yeah, I've been doing that since the beginning. Is one of my very first tricks, so that's a fun one for me.
So rock and rolls,
rock to fakies.
Rock and roll to fakie. What about rock and roll and then turning?
Yeah,
like
rock
backside or front side.
So rock and roll. Yeah, I do those backside. I haven't quite gotten it locked down front side, but I'd like to. I've done it a long time ago. I'm goofy footed. So but I do a lot of, I like doing a lot of nollie and like switch.
Really?
Yeah.
You do nollie and switch stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, holy smokes.
But like I feel like maybe I was meant to be regular, or it might be because like I've had some ankle injuries in the past. And
I've heard that.
To give the other foot a break and stuff, you know.
So you skate vert and transition like switch stance?
No.
Oh, just street stuff.
Street stuff. I like to do a lot of like nollie and switch. Basic tricks, not flip tricks.
Oh, but like, what about fakie?
Fakie too. Fakie's cool. Yeah, I used to do more fake. I forget about fakie for some reason now.
Yeah.
Poor fakie.
Yeah, I never really got into the nollie. Yeah, like some of my friends knew how to nollie good. I never could.
It just feels good to like use that other
front
leg.
Your front foot.
I like it.
You do? So how'd you learn? Did you just learn on a curb or something? Did you just like how to do a regular nollie? You would just hit your nose?
I just kind of broke it down in my head, and I applied my ballet training to like skating a lot. Did? Yeah, just kind of taking baby steps with everything helped me.
So there's similarities?
For sure.
All right, let's talk about the similarities with ballet and skateboarding.
Yes, so they're both very technical. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of footwork involved.
Mm-hmm. Balance.
A lot of like lower body strength. Mm-hmm. Balance, like manuals and all that.
Finesse. Because ballerinas have finesse.
Their style.
Yeah, their style.
And like every skater has their own style. Mm-hmm. And you would think that they are different, but they are very similar as well.
Yes. You know? That's so cool.
Yeah.
And then
ballet helped me a lot.
It did.
To like pick up other things, and especially skateboarding.
So if you're listening, peoples out there, try doing ballet first.
For sure.
And it may help you with your skateboarding later in life.
Totally.
Is that a fair thing to say?
Oh, totally. I think for a lot of athletes, they take ballet. I know some basketball players take ballet, soccer players, gymnasts.
Soccer makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because you're using all legs.
Quick, yeah.
And then just all muscle.
Yeah.
And then
jumping.
Basketball,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Football players, too.
Because they're
jumping.
They
take ballet, some of them.
And then it helps them jump higher, ollie higher, or whatever.
Yeah.
So what was like the first flat ground trick you learned where you're like, I can't believe I landed that?
I guess ollies.
Yeah. So when you first learned the mechanics of that, you're like, I'm like getting off the ground.
Right. And then like once I started skating after, I was doing a lot of transition. And so anytime I would land anything that was a street trick, I would just be blown away. I'd be like, whoa, I never even thought I'd be able to like pop my board off the ground. Like, I don't know what's happening right now. Like my first shove it was like, amazing.
I love shove-its. That's like my thing.
My first kickflip. It took me
years.
Yeah, like
it took me years.
4 years, I think.
No, it took me so long.
And I still don't have them. Like
so long.
Yeah.
I know kids can learn it in a day now.
For sure.
They go on YouTube and how to kick.
Yep.
But back then, I remember the night I learned in Arizona. We're at the Fashion Square Mall in Scottsdale, and my homies were there. We're skating a parking structure. It was at night, and we wouldn't leave until I landed.
That kind of happened to me
so
too.
I'm just like, dude, I just want to go. They're like, nah, dude, again. And then I go, and then I would just like not commit.
Right.
I would kind of flick my leg out. They're like, no, dude.
Yeah.
And they were all surrounding me like a wolf pack.
And then
and they kept saying, dude, you have to commit, man. You don't really want it.
Right.
You have to stay over your board, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, guys.
Okay.
I'm Gatorade, man. I'm not gonna land it. Because they were way more advanced than I was. Like, they were tray flipping back then and doing ledge tricks. I didn't even...
Oh, man. And when your friends are that much better, you're like, I just give up.
But then it forces you to kind of step up your game.
Right.
They're doing crazy
especially when they're, like,
Oh.
telling you to do it, and that's kind of a cool thing, though. They were being supportive and
yeah,
really like wanted you to do it.
Maybe I needed that motivation, because if I'm by myself, let's say I'm just it's like late at night in front of
it's never the same.
A grocery store.
It's never the same.
I would just be like, I'm going home.
Right.
But they said, no, dude, again.
Yep.
And it was like, and then I could tell they all stopped skating. So I'm like, fuck. Now I'm being a drag.
Right.
So I just remember I don't know what kind of compelled me to like really commit to it. Oh, you know what I was afraid of? Like twisting my ankle.
Dude, yeah, that.
I was afraid that, because you can land primo or something. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, what if I like flip it halfway and then I'm going to look like a fool? I just said, fuck it.
That was always, especially in the first years of skating, that was always in the back of my head. Like, I didn't want to roll my ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember landing it and it was like an outer body experience. I was like, and then I just remember everyone they're holding me up like I got the last touchdown or something. And I'm just like, oh man, that was a good memory. Really good memory. Yeah. I miss those days. Yeah.
Dude.
That's what I miss. I used to have a crew back then in Arizona. Yeah. I had a crew. No, I don't know. I mean, I know some people, but it's like I don't know if I'm.
Life changes, and you like move to different spots, and people move, and
I see these guys every day. Like you know, some of them went to ASU, so some of them lived in my dorm. So it's like I would see them every day.
Right.
But now it's like I became like this lone wolf type thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you still skate?
I'm not as much as I want to. I have a new setup I just put together over there.
Oh, dope.
And I wanted to go. I was skating like at 8, but I'm like, dude, I'm like 5, whatever, 5'4", 5'5", and I'm like, I want to go back to maybe a 7.75. So I just went to pharmacy the other day.
Yeah, I skate a 7.75 or 7.8. Yeah,
because I'm like small.
Otherwise, I'm not flipping my board.
I'm just small.
I'll do an 8 at the biggest.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I tried an 8. The last setup I had was an 8, and I'm like, I mean, I could still do it, but it's like, I'm a small dude.
Yeah, like if you gotta, I feel like that helps. Like if you're like on the shorter side. It helps to have a smaller board if you're trying to do flip tricks and stuff. But now I don't get like how people skate these huge decks,
and they're like 12.9.
They're doing tray flips and stuff.
Their boards like this big.
How do they do that? Like Mark Gonzalez, I'm like, that dude's amazing. Like he skates
with the big.
He flips around, like does kick flips on like huge boards. It's pretty amazing.
Like in the 90s, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Like a lot of the pros I looked up to, like just their video parts, like. I could have sworn they said they skated 7.75.
Oh yeah, and tiny wheels too.
Yeah, tiny wheels. When they're like way bigger than us, like way taller, way bigger.
That's true.
Like 160 pounds or more. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, if they're doing it, and they're like 6'2".
And now it's like it got like it's the opposite. Like the trend got like huge. Like
now you have the little guys skating the huge.
Yeah.
But I've thought about that. I think the reason why is because they're doing such gnarly shit. Like they're jumping down shit and doing stairs.
That's true too.
And so it's more of a surface area. Maybe
they say that there's more room for your feet to land.
Yeah,
which I guess it makes.
So
sense.
to answer your question, yes and no. I mean, I want to get back into it. I'll never stop, but I just haven't been. I mean, I want to skate more than I have.
Yeah.
Like I used to do it all the time. Like I would skate everywhere.
Is there like a spot around here?
Yeah, there is. Okay, I didn't want to like kind of like burn the spot, but because I walked to my grocery store and I noticed there's like a new ledge.
Oh,
it's waxed and there's like there's different sections, and I looked over there walking back from Ralph's, and I noticed two skaters hitting it up. I'm like, oh, that's a spot.
That's cool.
But the only bad thing about it is it's kind of on not a. Yeah, it's not a flat.
Downhill?
Yeah, it's kind of some semi-downhill. Pretty mellow, but still, depending if you want to approach it front side or back side.
Right.
You know? But for us, it would be front side because, it's on that side of the street. So if you want to approach a back side, you would have to go on the downhill slope and it would go upward towards it. Right. So you'd have to just push a little bit more. Yeah. But I've seen kids, they're grinding it and look like they're having fun.
That's awesome.
And it's waxed.
Is it tall?
It's about like that. About that high. It's about that high.
Oh, so you're a ledge skater.
Yeah. Well, I like ledges, but I used to love banks.
Oh, banks are awesome.
Yeah. I used to love just banks.
Fun.
Yeah. And my whole thing, I would just be like, oh, I just want to go up there and do like a kickflip to fakie.
Yeah,
like clean.
Those feel so good. When I have landed them, they feel so good.
So fun. So I don't know. There's something about banks I like.
Yeah, it just feels good to like pop.
And then you go down,
up there and then come back down. It's just like that flow.
Yeah. So a lot of that took place in Arizona, and I didn't get into it until I went to ASU, and I had a board on me, but then I realized, man, this is every day's super hot here, and there was a pretty big scene that back then.
Arizona seems like there's a ton of skate parks and spots to skate.
Oh, now it's heaven.
Now,
oh
maybe
my God.
not before.
No, but now, like where my mom lives, there's a Chandler, Gilbert Park. There's a Chandler Park. There's Tempe Park. There's the everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just And not only that, it's lit up at night. You know, a lot.
I was gonna say, since it's so hot during the day, I'm sure a lot of those parks they're
open at night.
That's
and there's
awesome.
Lights.
I love when there's good lights.
Because that's
in
my
park.
time period anyway. Because I sleep my sleeping schedule's a bit unorthodox.
Yeah.
So back to you. So you're like so you did rock to fakies and then you're alling. What about the shove-its and stuff? That
the shove-its came a little later. Like all that stuff has been just. It never like crossed my mind that I was gonna learn those kinds of tricks. So like it just kind of came like just as I kept skating. Like if you stick to it, I swear stuff will just start happening over time. So you're saying you just
have to commit to it.
You just have just kind of like commit to it, but also just be consistent. I feel like if you take a week off, you're back to square one. God. Especially in the first years, like it puts you back.
You know, even like if you take months, like because I haven't skated in a while, but then when you hop on the board, you're like,
totally,
you feel wobbly, and then like you're blaming your trucks. You're like,
any excuse.
my trucks are messed up, man. Like, you know, like all that
for sure.
But I would like to do it, you know, because I still think about it a lot. Like I'll lay in bed and be like. And think of like different, you know, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool if I tried that. But then
well, we should do a skate sesh with the girls.
Do you think they would accept me? Would they accept me?
Yeah.
And then we can do a vlog or something.
Totally. Let's do it. We'll do it. We'll do like a whole day out of it.
I've had your colleagues on here.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You're friends with
you met Eunice and Hillary.
Are those your homies?
Yeah.
So you're friends with Eunice.
I am friends with Eunice.
I'm sorry for spitting. I just spit just now. Are you? So you're friends with Eunice?
Yes.
Shout out to Eunice.
Shout out to Eunice.
Dude. Those they kick ass.
Yoondog is the best.
They kick ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hillary's dope. She's like
I've had
a top model.
She's been here too.
Yeah.
No, she's been
I know. I know.
So Hillary, and then who's the one we're missing?
Brianna's dope. Yeah.
So she's been here?
She's been here too? I didn't know that.
You know how I met her?
How?
This is how I met Brianna. So Brianna King, right?
Yeah, Brianna King. So
shout out to Brianna King. I used to do a YouTube side segment called Steebee on the Streety.
Okay.
I'd go on Hollywood Boulevard. I'd just go be in public, and I would interview people on the street.
Oh, okay.
So we decided to mix it up one day. We went down to Venice. So I'm on the boardwalk. Had my crew there, and we're like trying to get like a segment done, and then she just happens to skate by.
Oh.
And I just remember she had a shake junk grip tape, and then she just seemed like she was having so much fun. She had a nice setup, and then she was just down to get interviewed, and then because her energy is so positive.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
totally.
I'm like, oh, you're cool.
Yeah.
And so we just, and then I didn't know like she was she's really in the community, and I learned later that she's like really involved.
Yeah, totally.
And stuff. So that's how I met her. So shout out to Brianna. So all your friends have been here.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we're gonna have to make a skate day out of it.
Pure pressure now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do it now.
That's if I get up. My sleeping schedule. I have the vampire schedule.
Yeah.
Like my sleeping is so. I've been judged like.
El Sereno, they have lights.
Wait. Describe what else? What is that?
I don't even know. It's a skate park.
Is that one with the yellow ledges?
Yeah, like the yellow coping.
I've seen footage of that. Where is that?
I can't explain exactly where it is. You'd have
but
to
it's in LA. It's in LA.
Yeah, it's in LA. It's like.
How do you spell that?
SERANO. Sereno.
Okay.
Yeah.
ENO.
Yeah.
El Sereno Skate Park.
Yeah, that has lights till pretty late. I'm pretty sure.
And it's a public park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed like the way it's set up looks cool.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of pros aren't there a lot of like really good people that go there?
Pros will show up, but what I noticed about that area is it's very down to earth feeling. Like the vibe is always pretty cool.
So it's in a regular community, like regular town, like
it's not like in like a super ritzy area or anything like that. It's just like very chill vibe.
And then you said it's open at nighttime?
Yep.
Till what time?
I don't know now. I know that it used to have lights till like 12 a.m. or something like that. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
How often do you go there?
I haven't been there in a long time, but when they first opened a couple years ago, I used to go
all the time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I gotta get off my ass.
Yeah.
It's like usually like when I have a new setup, I'm like it already has a couple like marks on it, but I don't know. It's just like, there's a mental thing going on with me where I'm like, I'll go, but then I think what it is, like, I don't like skating. Like, I need at least one person.
I don't either. I mean, it's just,
it's fun just to have one other person.
I could do it, but it's just like,
well, skating alone.
Yeah,
like entirely alone.
It's not the same at all.
It's not, right?
No.
Like, I'll do that to go to the 7-Eleven or the grocery store,
right?
And like do a little whatever slappy no slides or whatever on the way, but I won't. Like, I think I need like those peeps there just for encouragement, or you get stoked on them.
Yeah, you feel the like synergy.
Yeah, I don't feel that alone.
Yeah.
I heard Rodney Mullen skates by himself like that.
I know.
Did you see that document? I saw something on YouTube or something where.
No, but like I've seen like a piece of it where he's talking about how he only had a little square concrete that he would practice tricks on.
At 4 in the morning, he would just go out there. Yeah,
he's amazing.
He's like a scientist,
dude.
Yeah.
For sure. Like,
he's on high math,
like a wizard.
It's like high math.
Yeah,
it's like a whole like on the
pretty amazing,
crazy level. Yeah. Okay, so is there anything what about like what are your future goals? Are you like planning to put like a board out, or like are you a part of certain groups? Like, because I know Brianna's a part of these other groups, like skate groups. Are you part of something like that, or like these affiliations with other skaters?
I'm more of just like a supporter, and I'll try to go to those events and things if I can. I'm working on a documentary right now. It's still evolving a little bit with my friend Ben Duffy. Mm-hmm. It's just about the minority in skateboarding and just more about women. But I mean, it's going to be like a little bit of everyone in it. And
so the minority being the women.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then keep going. This is interesting. And so what made you come up with the idea?
Well, Ben Duffy, he's a good friend of mine from years.
Mm-hmm. Ben Duffy?
Yeah.
Shout out to Ben.
He's come out with several documentaries, and one day he just thought we should do something he hasn't done before, and he felt like it would be really cool, and I was like, yeah, I'm down to co-produce it with you, and we'll try to get some interviews and some cool footage and like travel to the East Coast, West Coast.
Right. So what made you come up with the idea? Like, did you notice something? Like, did you have experiences like being at a spot where you're like, oh, I'm the only girl here or something?
I mean, not necessarily like too specific, but just kind of hearing like more of the voices that have not been heard, and just different points of view of people that we don't hear from very much, like, and try to get like Peggy Oki or someone like that, like there's always been like female. There's always been females there throughout the history of skateboarding. Maybe not as many early on. Alyssa Steamer, Marissa Dal Santo was one of my favorites.
There's some kick-ass Brazilian females too, right?
Dude, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of Brazilian.
Yeah, well, Leticia Buffoni, when she was starting out, she was just, like, good from the get-go, I feel like. I used to watch her old videos. But, yeah, like, just I feel like a lot of those voices haven't been heard that much, so it'd be really cool to I mean, we haven't really, like, narrowed it down to, like, what we exactly want to do. We just, like, we want to get in there and start creating something.
So, I mean, this is just a suggestion. What if you get the old school, like a Peggy?
Yeah.
And then you get like kind of modern.
For sure.
But then you get the younger side.
No,
too,
like, it's going to be a little bit
like
of...
a Victoria,
like,
Victoria on
That's exactly
on
what we've been talking about doing, just kind of like just the different sides of skateboarding. I mean, skateboarding is... changed so much, and there's just like there's so much history, and
for sure. I remember. No, you're fine. I just remember because I used to go to North Hollywood Park in Victoria. You know who I'm talking about?
Victoria.
Ruglio something. I forgot her last name. Ruglio or something.
North Hollywood local.
Yeah, local. Yeah. But I remember like just being there and her being the only female skater like the whole session.
I remember going to that
like,
park and then
one.
she would show up and just annihilate the whole park, and I'm like, whoa.
But I noticed too, because I hadn't seen her in a while, and then I noticed like her progression. I'm like, oh, she's like doing manual trick,
tech trick, a lot of tech stuff.
Back then, I know for a fact back then, this is like 2000 maybe, I don't know, 9 or 10, like whatever. She was doing, or maybe later, but I knew she had a varial heel, like a good varial heel. I'm like, because I saw her do it on the bank. I'm like, oh damn, she can varial heel.
She's
but really now good. I'm watching her and like I've seen her, her parts on whatever Death Wish or Baker.
Yeah, that part is really
I'm like,
cool.
oh, she's got manuals. She's doing other other ledge tricks.
She's well-rounded skater.
She's progressed. Because I hadn't seen her, and I'm like, oh, she's gotten way better. Yeah, which is cool to see. Yeah. So I'm just saying, going back to your documentary, you should get someone like of that age bracket.
For sure, and then Chelsea Castro too. I know they're actually friends. She's a good friend of mine as well, but she's another one that's kind of in the same age bracket that's been like kind of the same time era.
And you could tell they're just down.
Oh, down to earth.
Yeah, they were just down to skate, and it just the vibe I'm getting is it just whatever them getting hooked up just happened to be.
It was an organic, natural thing.
Yeah, it was a natural thing where. Maybe people have seen her skate. Oh, I like her. She's down for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? They hooked her up that way.
For sure. Yeah, because before it was like MySpace.
Oh, I remember MySpace.
Your top friends.
I remember MySpace.
Yeah, but that was like, that was the most that you were seeing. Like, there weren't even that many skaters or girls skating
at all
back then,
Who's the Baker? Is it Lacey Baker, something Baker, Lacey Baker?
Are you talking about Leo?
Leo Baker. Okay, sorry, Leo Baker. Sorry.
Yeah, Leo's killing it.
Yeah, I saw Leo too back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, killing it.
Crazy talented.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we're on our this flew by. We're on our last 10 minutes. Is there stuff that? Did you want to maybe push the documentary? When should people anticipate the documentary as well? And
we would like to get it done by the end of the year. The title for now is "Wanna See Me Disco," Human Gold, just like
cool,
just like the heart. Of,
of the
people and people, just like what gets people going. And
is there like a GoFundMe involved where you're raising money for a budget to complete this documentary?
There is.
And then did you want to maybe shout that out so people are familiar with it?
You could click the link through my Instagram handle.
Okay, so that's good that you brought that up. What is your Instagram handle?
Jennifer.Charlene.
Can you spell that out, the Charlene part too? Well, go ahead.
JENNIFER.CHARLENE.
Jennifer.Charlene.
Yeah.
Link in bio.
Yep.
And then that will take you to how to support this documentary.
Yeah, and there's a little teaser.
Teaser there?
Yeah.
Oh,
that you could click on.
A trailer.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, and that'll be on the GoFundMe page.
That's dope. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
And maybe, I mean, when do you anticipate that being out? Like maybe in a couple years, 2 years, year and a half?
He works pretty quick with his stuff. It might be like a year. We'll see.
So make that happen. Support it when it's out. Is there? Do you want to maybe shout out a website as well? Like, do you have a website or anything?
I don't have a website up right now.
Okay.
I'm kind of like 2022 is me updating all of my resume and getting back on my acting grind because I'm an actor as well.
Now you're bringing it up in the last freaking 10 minutes. You never even mentioned that. Okay. So I didn't know that.
No, it's all right.
Commercial acting, regular, like. Hold on, I don't want to bypass.
No, it's okay.
No. So you audition for stuff?
So it's mostly been just commercial stuff, but this year I want to focus on trying to book some TV and film.
You booked some commercials?
Take that step. Yeah, I booked.
Go ahead, say some things. Say some of the. the commercials you book. I used to do it too, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I do that Sour Starburst. That's the one I'm known for is the Sour Starburst. Yeah.
I was in a Halsey commercial. It was a Budweiser commercial. I played her double, basically, Ashley, before she became Halsey. It was basically a little short film. It was super dope. I got to do a lot of acting.
And then how many callbacks do you have to do to get that?
That one, it was 2 callbacks. And I was really surprised because the first audition I had to act like I was playing the guitar. I don't know how to play the guitar. Were you honest to and I had to sing, which I cannot sing at all.
Well, were you honest with the casting agent? You said, "Hey, this is what I'm able to do. This is what I'm," or did you lie?
I didn't even know what I was going into. I got there and they were like, think of a song that you could sing, and they gave me a guitar that was in the audition room.
Oh no! So you're put on the spot,
and I was just like.
So you made something up? You had to.
I sang like a Beatles song, "Here Comes the Sun" or something.
Yeah. And then you got
and I just looked at my phone and the lyrics real quick.
Were you nervous?
I was pretty nervous, but I was also like, I'm not gonna get this. This is ridiculous.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Usually, I don't know why this is because I haven't done it since 2003.
Yeah.
Okay, but usually. You'd book the ones that you don't want. You're not invested in it.
Right.
Because this is my theory. Those casting motherfuckers, they could sense the desperation. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like they can. Yeah.
They could sense the desperation, and they're like, "Oh, you want it. You want
this too much."
Yeah,
for sure.
But if you're like in there, because I booked a Taco Bell one back in the day. I did a fajitas thing. Where I had to cross the street and go smell the air and go. Fajitas. And I just remember me doing that and not giving a fuck. And then I got that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
those are hard to get. It's like
I
one
had
in a million,
when you're
those commercials.
Yeah, when there's the other Asian guy, like you've done the third or fourth, and then it's another Asian guy, guy.
Well, now it's like with the skating ones, it's like there's so many
like
people that skate and like girls that skate and like
as far as what they're looking for.
Yeah, like it'll be like a commercial where they need skaters and you're like, "Oh, I got this."
But now there's a lot of female skaters.
And then they won't even use a talented skater sometimes. They'll end up just using a friend of a friend that the director knew, and someone's cousin
she has a better look
that can barely stand on
and her look is great.
And her looks great.
Yeah.
But it's a whole other.
It's so weird.
It's a whole other beast.
Yeah, I
sure.
stopped doing that.
Yeah.
But
it's fun. Like I want to get back into classes and stuff just to like.
So you were part of the union, SAG, and after?
I'm part of SAG. Yeah.
You part of SAG?
I am.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So are you gonna? What's the next step with that? Maybe independent movies, something like that.
Yeah, I want to. I've done like a couple little short films with my classmates. A few years ago now, but I want to get back into creating stuff on my own, not like waiting for like the next big audition.
You're able to do that now because of technology.
Right.
You get a camera.
Exactly. I have no excuse.
You know what I'm saying? You can film your own movie.
Yeah,
on your
I just have to find that group of the crew of people that's committed to like.
Oh yeah, you need
waking up and doing certain days and all that lighting and boom.
I know it's such a complicated world.
And on and on and on.
Yeah, because you have
writing.
You have your writers. Then you have your editor. You know
DP.
What I mean? Yeah. It's like there's so many.
We could do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So look out for her in a future independent movie.
I'll be coming out on High Fidelity. I'm gonna be playing Zoe Kravitz's cousin.
So when is that?
And that's gonna be coming out. It's gonna be airing. Just kidding.
Oh God, I was gonna say I was ready to plug it for you.
That would be amazing, though.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's you know what? That's a tough world too. It's such a. You have to have thick skin for that.
For sure.
Because it's like just the emotional abuse and letdowns you have.
Yeah, I know.
I've had some of the worst commercial experiences.
Yeah, I feel like commercials can be even harder sometimes
because
they don't even know what they want. They want you to be gimmicky sometimes, and if you're like, if it's
your
not
facial expression like.
You're right.
You're just, like just your look or the way you respond.
It's more exaggerated.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like I don't know. It all depends.
One last story. So I was up for a Verizon wireless campaign.
Oh,
I mean,
that's big.
Major bucks.
Yes.
I made it to the very end. It was me and another Asian guy. So I've told this story before, but it's so painful, but it's so relevant to why I don't do it anymore. So we're in the room, and there's all the producers are in there. You know those situations. And they kept telling the other guy to go in the middle of the room. Let's say his name was Brian. Mm-hmm. Hey, Brian, you do it again?
Oh, no.
Great.
They loved it.
Steven, you could go on the side of the room. Oh. Steven, we don't need you now. Can you stand on the side of the room? No, Steven, we'll let you know when we need you. Brian, can you now do it this way? It was like a stupid
and
Christmas
you had to
caroling.
Just watch it all
I was
go
watching
down.
my demise.
Oh,
so I'm sitting there, I'm sweating like on the side of the room, just my eyes crossed, like, and this guy's killing it. He's making everyone laugh. Brian, that's fantastic, Brian. Can you do it this way? And I'm just
how long did this go on for?
It seemed like eternity. So finally, they got so sick of just my ass being in the room.
Yeah.
Steven, you could actually go outside in the waiting room. We'll contact you and get you.
Now they say something.
Yeah. And guess what? That time never happened. I was there in the hallway, whatever. You know how like you're in these casting places. The next group of people sign in for like the Ford commercial. That they're already on to the next thing, and I'm still there until they forgot. They're like they had to send one of their people to tell me to leave. They're like, no. Steven, you could actually go.
You're good.
So I'm like, I knew I didn't book that.
Jeez.
It was it wasn't for one. It was a campaign. Mm-hmm. So a campaign. This Verizon. This would have been like at least $50K.
Huge.
Like $50 to $100K. Something like crazy.
Residuals.
Yeah, it would have been package. 3 to 4 commercials. They would have played it during the holiday season. The whole thing.
That's stressing me out.
This is what I went through. You don't have to go through this. You don't have to go through this, Jennifer. I went through it.
Yeah.
So I'm like on a side note, I forget about it, but then I'm watching. Back then, when I did watch TV, they played the shit out of it.
That reminds me.
I'm watching this fucking guy.
That reminds me of a Copper Tone commercial. I was supposed to fly to Chile or something, and it was the same kind of deal. And then the commercial comes on, and it's like a blonde chick with like little cutoff shorts, like cruising around on like. I don't know,
so
like
you're
a longboard
seeing the
or
person
something.
That beat you out.
But it's like opposite of what I look at. I'm like,
he's knocking on the door. 'Tis the season to be.
And you see it come on. When you see it come on, it's like.
No, they played it all the time. They played it every other commercial. I'm like, that could have been me.
Yeah, same thing happened with me with the Copper Tone. Like,
so after that, I just said, fuck this shit, man. I do my own content.
Yeah.
So subscribe today, folks.
Yes.
Support me in this way, huh?
Yeah.
I don't do that, so I do this now, okay?
Totally.
I interview interesting people, with cool shit going on, and this is what we do now. I don't have to wait for their approval.
Yeah, nope.
I approve myself, motherfuckers.
We're going to do our own shit.
This is my shit, man. I don't need your approval.
Get out of here.
I cast you out.
Yeah.
How about that? Instead of me being casted out,
now how do you
cast
feel?
You out.
Now how do you feel?
Yeah, you get in the waiting room. Outside of my room.
You go.
Motherfucker. No, that does something to you.
It does.
No, I'm telling you, that does something to you.
I'm sure you are.
Because I'm
sure you're triggered right now.
That jelly bean jar. I put everything in that jar. I'm like, dude, this is
You're
it.
like, I'm so close.
Woo, I'm going to make bank finally. I was buying jeans at the Army surplus. Those, I was like wearing the same Levi's, doing the whole shit, living off BRC bean rice burritos at El Pueblo.
Right.
El Pueblo. I was struggling.
Yeah.
Shame on you, casting people.
Yeah, ruining people's lives.
I cast you now. And no, you're not allowed on the Steebee Weebee Show.
On this show.
No, you have to send me your fucking resume. Okay? All right, thanks for coming on. I'm sorry
sure.
I'm sorry for that whole rant at the end.
Had to let it out.
Patreon.com/Steebee Weebee if you want to help support the platform. SteebeeWeebieBandcamp.com for all my music stuff. Oh, Scissor Bros. YouTube.com/Scissor Bros. Tune in every Friday. Like the videos, guys. We're still doing it. Instagram/QUANGOU. I do have some music on Spotify, QUANGOU. If you want to send any packages or mail, send all your stuff to the Steebee Weebee Show at 1425 North Cherokee Avenue, P.O. Box 1391, LA, California 90093. It was an honor having you.
Thank you.
Best of luck in your endeavors. I hope you book something grand.
Thank you.
My buddy Skip is a trip, feeling blue like a crib. Framed for robbing a bank, letting loose from the hip. He really couldn't predict this script was so full of angst. Him and Henry Woodpeckers did a song that danced that big. Oh, rodeo man in the West, you can. You're the best on the land to bless the sands. Do the bull with your hand, oh Skip, you can. Get that fucking bull, pull on that rope. Feeling still crazy, maintaining against the grain. Making me wanna get in a plane. The pain inside my brain never ends sustained. I'm down for the count on the ground freight train. Living today, don't give it away. They're preaching the praise, the raise. Shining it down to mightiest crowns, the finest of frowns delayed. Skibby's afraid, he feels betrayed. Live this way, can deal with shade. His spade is a spade, he made the grade displayed in a charade of pain. I am not a man, I am an animal of male. I live by maritime, the law of water about to sail. Where my mother had me, I slipped out of her canal. What you call a sailing ship is named after a female.